Hi guys! Today I want to show you guys my skincare tips and everything I've ever learned, which is also in my skincare guide. Let me focus this. That you can find for free on my website, and I'll also link it below on how to find it. And I basically put everything I've ever learned into this, but you know, sometimes hearing somebody speak, at least for me, the information sticks and it's much easier for me to understand. So how do we start? So obviously acne is very different for every single person. And for me personally, it was not only hormonal, but also my skin type. I am prone to acne. And I remember when I first got acne on my forehead and on my chin and my cheeks, I was still in lower school. Crazy. And I remember washing my face like 5 times every single day, trying to get rid of it. I think it did help, but you know, that was the beginning of my journey. And I went through so many dermatologists, I went through so many rounds of antibiotics, really harsh creams, doxycycline, I forget the names, Epiduo, so many adapalene, so many creams that were way too harsh. But one of the worst things was that my dermatologist that I would go to, they gave me zero guidance. And then I went to estheticians that again sold me ridiculously expensive skincare. Like it would not be affordable and it would not help. So finally I came across Face Reality Skincare. None of this video, nothing in my videos is sponsored. Trust me, the day that I do something sponsored, I will let you know. It will be obvious. So Face Reality, it was the first time that I actually had an in-depth consultation. The esthetician told me my skin type and we started to work from there. And this is where I learned the bulk of the information that I'm going to tell you, and also from personal experience. Working as a model in the fashion industry, I've learned so many tips and tricks on skincare, and I've also done my research on the products that I'm about to show you. So let me put my hair up. I just woke up and I'm actually going to do my morning routine with you guys. Okay, ready? The first thing about my skin is I am super sensitive to getting any comedones, closed comedones. By this, I mean all of the bumpy texture. I actually have some right now. I'm gonna get up close. What you see here are old extractions from closed comedones that I've had for a very long time. I just recently went through a phase. I used a product, broke me out. I'll speak more about it. Where else do I have some? I still have some scarring on my forehead. I have some comedones right here. I don't know if you can tell. Very minimal. They were worse. A tiny little breakout here. And again, some around my jawline. Now, why did this happen? I already know the answer. I went on vacation and I used sunscreen that had comedogenic ingredients. Now, comedogenic ingredients, they are rated on a scale on, I think it's from 0 to 5 on how likely they are to clog pores. And I'm not joking, I don't even risk putting a comedogenic ingredient that has a 1 or a 2 on my skin. Many of my friends, my mom, they can slather on whatever they want on their skin and they will never break out. They don't have this issue. I do, because I have acne-prone skin and my pores tend to get clogged very easily because our skin sheds very quickly, and that just drives up the likelihood of our pores getting clogged. So with all my skincare, I will never put anything on my face that has any comedogenic ingredients, and I scan them or I look them up online because again, formulations can change and the companies don't have to tell you, so you have to be up to date with the formulas. And so you go on their website, you copy and paste the ingredients into a comedogenic ingredient finder. I'll add my favorite one below. I also have an app for this, and it will highlight in red any ingredients that may cause acne, ingredients that are comedogenic. And if I see just one ingredient, it's out the door, except for one, which is commonly found in sunscreen. That one has never given me issues. It is a derivative of coconut oil. I'll put it right here. This one for me personally, I've never had an issue. I think Face Reality also uses it. Yeah, cocoa capryl. Cocoa capryl. That one is fine. And they only formulate acne safe products. I trust them, and it hasn't bothered me. So that is my #1 tip and my #1 advice. If you suffer with textured skin, if you suffer with any stubborn acne, search through all of your products. Try to make sure that they're all non-comedogenic, but not only your face products, your shampoos, your hand soap, your hand creams, your sunscreen, anything that your hands touch, make sure that they're non-comedogenic, because when you're working or when you're just chilling in bed, whatever you had on your hands is gonna go on your face. Annoying, I know. So now I'm gonna start my routine and I'm gonna show you guys how simple my routine is, but how effective it is. The number one thing I do is I wash my hands. I actually wash my hands with my gel cleanser because I just touched my hair, I have hair oils in my hair, and I touched my dog, etc. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a very, very gentle cleanser, and I'm gonna use this Barrier Cleanse, this creamy cleanser. It's like milky by Face Reality. A little goes a long way. I'm actually gonna put on these things since my sink is over here and you guys are here. So this is one of the most important steps of your routine. It doesn't matter how good your products are. If you do not cleanse well, you are wasting your time. I like to spend the most time around my problem areas. I have a ton of sebaceous filaments. This is genetic. I try to shrink them with many products I will cover later. I know a lot of oil cleansers have helped people remove these plugs, but I stay away from them because of my skin type. I wish I could handle them, but every time I've ever tried oil cleansing, it doesn't go well. But if you have similar skin to mine and you use an oil cleanser and then you follow up with a gel wash, which is the way that you should be doing it, let me know which one you've been using if it has not broken you out, because I'm pretty sure I didn't use the best one out there as well. So, oh, and something I already did. I brush my teeth before all of this, and I also look for a toothpaste that doesn't have sodium lauryl sulfate, because that causes little pimples and periodontal dermatitis, I believe it's called, and it can cause breakouts. And sodium lauryl sulfate is horrible for acne, and it is a foaming agent that is found in pretty much everything, in every soap, shampoo, body wash, face wash. So be careful with that one, since it can be highly irritating for sensitive skin, which I also have. I also want to get my hairline because I put hair gel. I have like tiny little baby hairs that get wild, so you will never catch me leaving my house without hair gel. And hair gel as well can be very annoying when it comes to acne. Okay, and right now I'm focusing on just speaking to you guys, but usually I would just do a little lymphatic massage, open up my lymph nodes. I have an entire lymphatic drainage video on how I do it for my face, and I usually do it now. And you guys will see in my videos, I have a stagnant lymphatic system, and it's something I've always had troubles with, especially with my legs and my face, and I also grind my teeth. Whenever I'm stressed, especially now, I am grinding my teeth and I cannot stop it. Like, not even a mouth guard. I have to address my stress, but sometimes the meditation is not enough. And so when I'm grinding my teeth, I wake up in the morning and I have the worst neck pain. My TMJ is flaring. And because of that, I have a lot of lymph stuck in my face. So sometimes you guys will see me in my videos and my face will be puffier. Just know it's because I'm stressed. So now let me wash this off. Okay. And I've also been told to not pat your face, just let it dry. I don't have the patience for that. And also, like, there's a lot of people that use those face towels and you just throw them away and they saw an incredible reduction in their bacteria and in their acne. I cannot. Like, I am not adding another thing in my cart. Like, I cannot do that. I just have a ton of clean towels ready. And I wash them all of the time. Oh my god, that's another thing. Yes, fabric softener. I quit that a long time ago. It helped tremendously with my body acne, even with my face. Any fragrance is irritating. Make sure that, if you can, everything you put on your body and on your face has no fragrance, because it's irritating. And so I quit fabric softener. I thought I was never going to be able to live without it. I love my Suavitel and my Downy, and it smelled so freaking good. But the funny thing is, my towels absorb more water. They work better without softener. My bed is just as soft. The sheets are incredible. I don't really mind that they don't smell like flowers. You get used to that very quickly. It just smells clean. And my detergent, I use sensitive skin, non-fragrance detergent that is usually formulated for babies. And I love it. Now, I've been using this as toner recently. It is thermal water. It is super fun. But what I was using before is this Black Rice Hyaluronic Toner, since I am somebody that is chronically dry. This worked great. I didn't see much of a difference. I feel like these work just as well for my skin type. And we'll see which one I go back to. I don't know. This one is just very fun. And now before I move on, I do use this Gentle Micellar antioxidant cleanser, but I like to use this more at night. Any of my heavier cleansers, it really depends on how much makeup I have on my face, how much I have to get off. This one is extra nourishing. This one is like more heavy duty. And yeah, and it just depends on the day I had and what I had on my skin. And now I'm going to teach you guys the sandwich method, which is my favorite thing in the world. Where is it? So this is a hydrator I adore with all of my heart because it has arnica. And if you are Mexican, you know arnica. If you've ever gotten surgery or bruising, you know arnica. It is fantastic. It helps me depuff, which I really need in the mornings. Take 2 pumps. I put it on my face, my eyes, my neck, and I wait for it to dry. Now, when it comes to my hydrator, there's a massive difference between a hydrator and a moisturizer. Moisturizers are amazing, but unfortunately they mostly contain comedogenic ingredients, and they also tend to be on the thicker side. I'm trying to look for one, but I cannot find it. What I've been told by estheticians is that at our young age, what we want to look for is a hydrator. Moisture comes more when we're older. My hydrator is one of the things that I pay the most attention to, and my acids coming up next, because quality makes a huge difference. I've used so many moisturizers out there, hydrators that are much more affordable, but I don't see the same results. It also really depends on your skin type, what specific things you're looking for, and the quality and purity of their ingredients. So that's another thing. If you're still dehydrated or your skin barrier is not too happy, maybe you're not using the best product for your skin. Okay, now this Mandelic serum is insane. I use Face Realities, but the only annoying thing is that you have to be in their program to get it. There is an incredible option that's just as good, and Sophie Pavitt makes it. She has an entire skincare routine that I adore and I admire. I need to restock on her stuff because she's like incredible when it comes to acne-prone skin and using mandelic acid. I take literally 1 pump and I put it all over my face, except obviously like under eye, around the mouth. And it is amazing. It is antifungal, antimicrobial. It also helps with your skin barrier, helps with hydration. It's an incredible, gentle, exfoliating ingredient. And that is key for anybody that is acne prone. You want to have something that will help you exfoliate gently, but every single day. The moment you start to slack on your routine, speaking from experience, pimples are gonna come up. And sometimes a pimple will come up from like 30 days ago that you skipped that one night. You were too tired and you didn't do your routine. You were literally creating an opportunity for that pore to clog, that pimple to come up. So sometimes when you start to break out, it's not something you did yesterday, it's actually something that you did 2 weeks ago or a month ago. Yikes. And now I'm gonna wait for it to dry and I'm gonna finish off the sandwich with another layer of my hydrating serum. So you put the hydrator, the active, and the hydrator. So you create this sandwich method, which is beautiful and amazing for anybody with sensitive skin and dry skin like me. Now, something that I do at night is I take salicylic acid. I love this one. I literally put so little and I put it on my nose because this is where I have all of the sebaceous filaments that are so freaking annoying, and on my forehead, in this T-zone usually, and on my chin. The difference between salicylic acid and mandelic, lactic acid, glycolic acid is that these are water soluble. This is oil soluble. So it's amazing for penetrating deep into the skin, taking away all of the oil plugs and sebaceous filaments. And I wouldn't say one is better than the other. They all have their different uses. But I will say glycolic acid, I use it as deodorant. I don't buy deodorant anymore. I put it in my armpits. I don't remember the last time I used deodorant. It is amazing. And the last thing that I use only at night is 5% benzoyl peroxide. I would never apply more than 5% on your face. It is way too harsh. If anything, I would start on 2.5%. That is much more gentle. And there is a way, if you've ever been irritated by benzoyl peroxide or any active, there is a way to gently introduce it to your face to prevent any reaction, any rash, and to get your skin to become friends with it. And I actually have it right here on our skincare guide, which is when you start using benzoyl peroxide, the first 1 to 3 days, you wash your face, you put on toner or anything so your face is not too dry, you slap this on for 15 minutes, and then you wash it off, and then you do the rest of your skincare. Then on day 4 to 7, you do the same thing, but you leave it on for 30 minutes. And for the days 8 to 10, you leave it on for an hour. Then you wash it off, do the same thing. And then on days 11 to 14, you apply it on your skin for 2 hours, and then you wash it off, do the rest of your skincare. After that, you can sleep with it for 1 night, see how you feel, and then continue. And you leave it on as the last step of your routine. The moment you put anything on top of this, it deactivates. So also make sure you're doing it correctly. I know, it's annoying, it's a whole chemistry lesson. Now that my skin is dry, I'm gonna go in with my favorite sunscreen. It is mineral. This sunscreen actually took 4 years to formulate and make. 4 or 5 years, crazy. And I generously put it all over my face, and that's it. And then I just go in with my makeup. I usually only put on a compact powder that is, again, non-comedogenic. I'll curl my lashes, and that's usually all I will do. I am looking for some acne-safe makeup, but you know, at this moment in time, I'm investing every single penny into growing meal amend. So I know I've said it many times, but I cannot justify right now, you know, splurging on makeup. Later on, I will do a haul, and I'll take you guys with me, but right now, that is not my priority. Now, this is my skincare, but what happens when I'm having a massive flare, when I'm having a ton of pimples, when I'm having a flare, I used a product that I shouldn't, I'm getting a pimple, stress, shit happens, you know? Flares happen. These are the products that have never failed me and literally get my skin calm and clear in record time. Whenever I have a ton of dead skin, I use this enzyme cleanser by Barbara Sturm. Lucas gifted me this 1.5 years ago, and I still have a ton left. So it's amazing. I will use this whenever I start to feel some texture or like the beginning of texture or just, you know, again, dry skin. Another thing I love to use, also because it has caffeine and I need a boost, this very gentle micro polish exfoliant from the outset. You guys know I'm obsessed with their brand. This is an insane product of theirs. Then this very dirty salicylic acid mask by The Ordinary. This is the mask I reach for when my skin is literally saying fuck you and I have a ton of texture. It is very drying, very potent, and it leaves my skin baby smooth. I would use this when I was modeling. If I'd sensed a breakout and I had like a beauty shoot the next day, like close up of my skin, I use this and it would not disappoint. Now, I also have a blue clay mask from The Outset. That one I use on a more regular basis because it's much more gentle. But Lucas has it downstairs because he's actually using it. He has it on. Amore, you're nauseous. I'll make you something. Now, I have a ton of tools for extractions. If you have a good esthetician near your house, go to her. Have her do your extractions, because if you don't do it correctly, you will have scarring, which is horrible. But since I have only been disappointed by every freaking esthetician I've gone to in Paris, I just learned to do it at home. I am super gentle when I do it. I try to never do it, only on like emergency cases. And then I slap this on throughout the day, all night. I wake up, pimple is gone. But that's another thing. If you have a ton of congestion under your skin and you've been using products and it's still not getting better, sometimes the only way it can come out is with extractions, with the extra help of an incredible esthetician. Chemical peels as well, they're amazing. I got them years ago. Again, I have yet to find a good place in Paris. I recently went to one, spent $250 on a facial, only to break out afterwards. So again, I've been very disappointed in Paris. If you know a good place, let me know, but I'm kind of over it. And if you're in the US, I know incredible estheticians. I'll tag them all in the caption below. They really know their shit and they have incredible results with their clients. If you can, you're lucky, go to them. They'll put you in tip-top shape. And with extractions, facials, or just a gentle skincare routine, if you have scarring on your face, this is where using a gentle exfoliant, something with ingredients that will brighten your skin, will help. But if you do not follow it up with consistent SPF use, the moment the sun sees the scar, you're back to square one. So make sure that you're super consistent with your sunscreen. It is your #1 defense tool with helping those acne marks fade. Make sure it's at least 30 SPF. And now, last thing is diet. This really depends on person to person, especially with your gut microbiome. There is a massive connection with having acne and a bad gut microbiome. And the stronger your gut microbiome is, you'll actually realize that foods that would trigger your acne beforehand no longer do. That was my case. I have a lot of info here. Where is it? I have an entire list of food swaps that you can make that are more acne friendly. Remember, this is not like a list that you can never have ever again. Absolutely not. But if you reduce these specific foods that are linked to triggering acne, you might see an improvement. But again, you know, it depends on everybody. Our body chemistry is so different from every single person. So don't take this as a Bible. It is just a recommendation. For me, biotin, high doses of B12, peanuts, dairy products, sugar, obviously, and seaweed would always trigger my acne. I would get sushi, next day I would wake up, or like 2 days later, pimples. Either way, when I reduced these foods, as I was working on my gut microbiome, you know, eating a low glycemic diet with fermented foods, probiotic rich foods, and you know, everything is in my guide, I started to feel better. But once I had a better gut microbiome, I slowly introduced these foods back into my diet. I don't have all of these every single day, but now I can tolerate them and I don't break out, which is a massive win. There's also a ton of foods that you can eat that help your skin, that help prevent acne. Again, I'll put it right here on my guide. And lastly, for all my girls watching this that are on birth control, there are specific birth control types that can trigger acne. I went on the Mirena IUD. Oh my God, I had the worst acne flare of my life the first 2 months after getting it. It was hell. I talk more about it on my guide, more specifically on the types that shouldn't aggravate acne, others that do aggravate acne. But again, this is a decision that you should take with your doctor. Just let them know if you've been experiencing more acne since you've been on it. And another thing is, you know, there's also spironolactone that can help. Not a fan of it. I had like a month-long period while I was on it, was dizzy, passed out in a SoulCycle class. Already talked about that one. Not a fan of birth control either. And I also have a checklist on all the hidden culprits that could be triggering your acne, from, like we talked about, soap, detergent, body wash, body care, fragrances, and I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of weird, but the moment I started to put on all these body washes that smelled great or that were trending, I've never had such bad back acne. My body likes minimal body wash. When I put barely any body wash on my body, it is amazing. Like, I have no acne on my body. But the moment that I actually invest and I try to do, you know, body lotions and I do all these trendy things, my body is just super angry with me. So truly, sometimes less is more. And if you're gonna do your skincare routine and you're gonna take a shower, the best way that you can do it is you're gonna shampoo, condition your hair, wash it, then you're gonna do your body care, your body wash, then you're gonna do your face care. The last thing you should wash is your face because you want to take away all of the suds, all of the fragrance that will probably be left off from your shampoo, and you want that to be the last thing you scrub off because, again, irritating. And if you're wondering if there's any supplements that help acne, absolutely. My hormone balancing drink has helped me tremendously with my acne. Supplements like zinc, also adaptogens like ashwagandha. I'm not a fan of it personally, but I know it has helped a lot of women because it's also stress related. Acne can be stress related. And I'll add more supplements in the caption because right now I'm just blanking on it, but also myo-inositol. It's beautiful. Like, it helps with so many things, even mental health at specific dosages. But yeah, I think that's it. Let me check my shower in case I'm forgetting anything. Oh yeah, Hybe cleanse. Okay. Panoxyl. Okay, last thing. Panoxyl is something that I used to use for my body acne. Lucas uses it. It's amazing. It's benzoyl peroxide. 10% because your body can handle much more than your skin. Make sure that if you use it, you leave it on for like 2 to 3 minutes. Don't just use it and wash it off. You won't give it enough time for it to work. And then Hybe cleanse. I put it in a travel container since I just traveled with it. It is antibacterial. They usually give it to you when you're at a hospital or like the day before surgery if you need a shower. Oh, my light went off. Well, and it has helped me tremendously with folliculitis, having any ingrown hairs. I usually get ingrown hairs on my butt, on the back of my thighs. It's totally normal and common, embarrassing and annoying. So Hybe cleanse, thank you. And that's it. That's pretty much everything. If I forget anything, it's probably in my guide. I spend hours on end putting everything I've learned there, and I hope it helps you guys. So yeah, I think that's everything. I love you guys. See you next time. Ciao.